Welcome back. When it comes to squash, Egypt is the queen. When it comes to the global rankings, whether for men or women, you are going to find in the top 10 at least 5 Egyptians. And the number one is, in most of the times, Egyptians, starting from Ahmed Barada, Amr Shabana, till the moment with Ali Farag, Shourbagi, Karim Abdelgawad, and others. And for the women, we are going to find the Noors, Noor Sherbini, Noor Tayyib, Nouran Gohar, and we are hosting one of the most prestigious world competitions in the world of squash. But what's really special about it, that it's held in the Museum of Civilizations here in Egypt. Do you agree to have this location as the one hosting this wonderful competition? Well, is it better to do it in the Giza Plateau as we did before? Is it better even to have Hurghada as the capital of squash as it was before, and as inshallah it's going to continue to be? To answer all these questions, we are very much delighted to have with us via phone Mr. Ihab Kamel, our tourism expert. A very good morning to you, sir. Hello? Hello?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes,
good morning.
Yes, I can hear you now. A very good morning to you, sir. And I was speaking about both things, squash and civilizations. Well, as also I said, when it comes to Egypt, Egypt is always on top when it comes to squash. First, I'd like to have your opinion about choosing this location as the one to host this world competition, which is taking place these days. And we are going to witness the final today, which is going to be purely Egyptian, whether for men or women.
Well, I think it's choosing the place was a brilliant idea. We've always had so many squash tournaments held at the Giza Plateau, at the Giza Pyramids Plateau. And I remember once we had a tournament in the 90s, a tennis tournament over there. And it had attracted the attention of lots of people. And over here, and let me stop for a moment, because this media coverage for this championship, it's not only a media coverage, but it's a free marketing for Egypt and Egypt's touristic product. This is much better than any paid campaign. Mm-hmm. Let me say that, because the events now, this is the trend of nowadays. That's what creates the marketing for any country. That's why you'll find that worldwide countries are fighting for the cake of the events, whether they are artistic events or whether they are sports events. And of course, look at the next World Cup in Qatar 2022. It's mainly a campaign not for the World Cup, but it's marketing for Qatar itself. So the paid campaign, from my own opinion, it's a paid campaign. Everybody knows that it's a paid campaign, but it's a direct message which will stick to the back of the mind of the receptor that this country is safe, it's nice, and why can't we go there? This is what will come to the minds of every receptor. So basically, I think that this is the best way to market for the Egyptian tourism. It's through events which are broadcasted worldwide, because it's an indirect, it's not a direct message, or it's not a paid campaign. On the contrary, we are showing a picture from reality.
Paul Cole, for example, is going to be a good loser, not a bad loser. I mean, everyone who is going to return to his country is going to be an ambassador of Egypt. Not speaking only about the wonderful, splendid, magnificent performance of our players, but also on the location. True?
Oh yes, true, of course. Everybody knows that Egypt has a big history in squash, and of course the idea of having 2 Egyptians in the men's finals and 2 women in the women's finals, that can also attract the attention of lots of people. What's this country that's dominating this squash championships? Believe me, that will also make the people think and have a look, and the event itself, it's a good chance to attract
Sir, I should seize
lots
the
of viewers
opportunity
who
since
can
you are here
come
with the,
from all over the world to watch, as well as
no,
through
but
watching
sir,
it
there
through the
are,
television stations. I remember
Mr.
in
Ihab, can you hear me?
2019, when we decided to organize the African Cup of Nations. At that time, I knew that this was the beginning of a boom, because the whole world was seeing it, and they had seen that Egypt was safe. And as I anticipated, this season was one of the best seasons we've had in the past 10 years.
Mr. Ihab, but there are two opinions, okay? One is saying that we can have the competitions, I mean any competition, it's not only squash, by the way, in the stadiums and in the closed halls, and we do have some picnics, campaigns, tours for the participating delegations to visit all our historic sites, but to have the competition inside the specialized areas. And others are saying, no, we can, as we say, just catch two birds with one stone, to have the competitions themselves inside or just beside the touristic location. In your opinion, which is which, or we should go in both directions at the very same time according to the game itself? For example, pentathlon, it needs such venues, but with squash, it's only a glass court. Which is which, in your opinion?
Well, I think we always should work parallel.
Okay.
I think we should work in all different directions, because nowadays things are more complicated than they were used to be. Also, I have another point about using sports as a tool of marketing. It can also be an economic tool. Egypt has a great infrastructure and a great world standard in some sports. So I believe that we can use this infrastructure that the government had invested billions into, in attracting other teams from abroad to camp in Egypt and to make preparation camps. Let me tell you that some countries around us, they make billions out of this, using their own sports infrastructure, attracting lots of teams from Europe to go and make the preparation camps there, claiming that they have the right weather and the right facilities, which I can easily tell you Egypt is by far better. So it's not only this, but you can have sustainable sports tourism through investing in this sports infrastructure and using it well, and this will reflect positively on the Egyptian economy and on the standard of our sports teams, and there will be a big business in that. You will have travel agents that will arrange packages for the teams that want to, especially that you know that in Europe the weather in winter, it's very tough, and most of the sports activities, except indoors activities, they completely stop.
Yep.
And we can use our weather, our infrastructure, to host these teams. This will create...
Particularly with the new smart cities we have, inshallah, what you're saying, they are not going to be dreams anymore. They are going to be implemented on the ground, and we are going to witness all of them ourselves. Mr. Ihab Kamel, you are always an added value to our programs. Next time you are going to be our guest live here in the studio, inshallah. Thank you very much for your input, sir, and have a very good day. Well, exactly 7:30 p.m. Cairo local time, and a clash between, not a clash, a marathon between Noor Sherbini and Nouran Gohar. Another clash an hour later between Mohammed Shourbagi the Beast and Ali Farag, the two former number ones of squash. Also, this marathon is going to take place here in Egypt. Well, for all the fans of squash, you are going to enjoy a superb level. Well, by this we come to the end of this episode of our breakfast. Stay tuned on Nile TV International for more updates and for more details. Please log on to www.nileinternational.net. You were in the company of my dear colleague Amal Mukhtar and myself, Nermina Abdurrahman. Many thanks for watching.